Online courses for kids. Welcome to Online Courses for Kids. This is session 3 of Mobile Application Development course. If you didn't see previous session, please click on its link that will appear above. In this session, we will learn what is a component, what is its meaning, and how we can use components in our applications. Are you ready? Let's go. In programming, components are any object that I need to represent in my application. The screen is a component. Buttons are components. Labels are components. Sometimes, we refer to a component as an object. In this session, we need to understand the concept of objects or components. A component has three main things. First are its properties. Component properties describe how the component will look like. Second, a component has functions. Each function represents the actions that a component can do. Third, each component has events. Events are like functions but will happen when the user of the application do some action, not initiated by the component itself. All these concepts will be described in detail in next slides. Let's take an example from real life to describe a component properties, functions, and events. Let's think about a car. What are its properties? What are its functions? What are its events? A car may have the following properties: brand of the car, model of the car, year when it was manufactured, automatic or manual transmission, its maximum speed, number of cylinders it has. Now, let's think about functions of a car. A car can do the following functions: move forward, move backward, turn right, turn left, brake. Of course, cars have more functions that you can think about. Now let's think about car events. As we said before, events happen when the user of object, in our case the driver, will do some action. At that time the event will happen. For a car, events are: on car move, on brake, on turning right, on turning left. For sure, you can think about more events. Now, let's go back to our programming components. MIT have many ready-made components that you can use in your applications. Most common components are those used in application graphical interface. We call them user interface components. There are a lot of components in this category. The most common components are buttons, labels, text boxes, check boxes, list view, image. Let's take an example of a button. Here you can see the properties of a button. Background color: this property will change the background color of the button. Enabled property will make the button enabled or disabled. Font bold property will make the button font as bold. Font italic property will make the button font as italic. Font size property will specify the button font size. Height property will specify the button height. Image property will specify the image that can be displayed over the button. Text property will specify the text that can be displayed over the button. Text color property will specify the text color that can be displayed over the button. Visible property will specify if the button is visible or not. Width property will specify the button width. Now let's go to button events. There are many events that will fire when the user do some action in our applications. The most common event for button component is click event, that will fire when the user clicks the button. There are many events as got focus, when the focus is on the button. Long click, when the user makes a long click over the button. Lost focus, when the focus moved out of the button. Touch down, when the button touched down. Touch up, when the button touched up. You can find similar properties for labels like background color property, font bold property, font italic property, font size property, height property, width property, text property, text color property, visible property. Also, text box has similar properties like buttons and labels. But there are extra properties for text boxes as hint property, which display hint to the user about text box expected value. Multiline property specifies if the text box has single or multiple lines. Numbers only property specifies that text box can accept numbers only. Text box has two main events. Got focus fires when the user set the focus to text box component. Lose focus fires when the user set the focus to another component, away from the text box. Thank you for watching this video and see you in next sessions. If you like this video, I appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, like the video and share it with your friends.